Kia ora, I'm Crystal. This is my presentation on recidivism and the effectiveness of restorative justice processes. Restorative justice is an alternative approach to traditional punitive measures that aims to reduce recidivism. A face-to-face meeting is convened where a response to the wrongdoing is sought. For the offender, accountability, apologies, reparations, and rehabilitations are aspects relevant to the process. For the victim, coming face-to-face with their offender may give them a chance to be heard, to seek validation, and to assist in the healing process. In contrast, punitive justice focuses on deterring criminal behaviour through imprisonment, fines, and other traditional methods that are less individualistic and not centred around community restoration. RJ may therefore achieve fairness, justice, and rehabilitation when measured against traditional punitive measures, but at the expense of possibly opening up painful wounds, creating further injustices, and may not reduce recidivism in all contexts. However, ultimately research suggests that if RJ is completed correctly, it is more effective in reducing recidivism than traditional measures. To justify the research, I will outline the arguments for and against RJ, address some key rebuttals, and explain why I believe that RJ is a strong influence in reducing recidivism within the framework of criminal justice. RJ is increasingly favoured within the criminal justice system, legal fields, and social service sectors because of its effectiveness. Research shows that incarceration often leads to high reoffending rates. For example, in the United States of America, 62% of incarcerated individuals between 1980 to 2020 were reincarcerated within 3 years of their release. Traditional punitive measures have a strong emphasis on segregation. This means integration is poorer, reducing overall rehabilitation and increasing rates of recidivism. Through RJ, victims are heard and validated, while the offender is confronted with the truth of how their actions have impacted victims' lives and the community as a whole. This can often be more challenging for the offender than traditional punitive processes. Further, RJ is more cost-effective and provides faster access to justice. It allows all participants to voluntarily engage in a safe, controlled and structured environment that encourages restoration of victims, offenders and the wider community. The root causes of offending are addressed to ensure reparations are proportionate. This all-encompassing approach is often lacking in traditional adversarial settings. In Aotearoa, the RJ approach aligns with cultural and legal principles. By incorporating principles drawn from tikanga Māori and Te Tiriti o Waitangi, RJ is a more holistic approach, particularly within the youth justice system. In summary, RJ promotes a fair and just outcome that prioritises victim inclusivity, offender accountability, and community restoration. Since the 1980s, RJ has gained popularity as a justice intervention worldwide, despite some critics arguing that RJ is not a viable alternative to punitive punishment. Common arguments against RJ processes include a lack of victim focus and participation, selection bias, a perception of leniency, inconsistencies in definition, and variance between programs. Further, some research suggests RJ has minimal impact on reducing recidivism rates for serious or repeat offenders. Over time, incarceration rates have increased due to social and political challenges within communities. In response, RJ primarily operates on a micro level, making it less effective for crimes such as burglary, theft, and violence-based offences. While RJ has value in certain contexts considering age of offenders, offence types, and when community and professional support are available, it is argued that RJ is not a standalone solution and is more effective when paired with traditional punitive methods. This approach recognises one size does not fit all. RJ is not a soft approach. RJ is a process that requires the offender, after pleading guilty, to accept responsibility and make reparations to the individual that they have harmed. Although it is not an adjudicated process, a strong emphasis is placed on victim-centred justice. This also gives the offender an opportunity to actively address their wrongdoing. RJ can work for serious crimes. RJ is commonly used for youth crime or low-level first-time offences. It has been used and was successful in more serious cases like sexual harm. Traditional punitive measures in sexual harm cases often leave victims feeling re-victimised, disbelieved, and may lead to a denial of justice altogether. In response, RJ prioritises healing, protection, and justice. RJ can work without direct victim involvement. Court-based processes can be stressful for all parties. With RJ, it is a voluntary process that allows all parties to participate in a way that suits them. Victims may provide a victim impact statement to be read, utilise a support person, or engage in other ways that are suitable to them. This highlights the flexibility of the approach. Restorative justice is intended to be a holistic, person-centred approach and not one that is soft on crime. Research shows the process can reduce recidivism. Further, it is cost-effective and promotes quicker access to justice. Offender accountability and responsibility are key aspects that in turn allow victims and communities to heal and rehabilitate. This ultimately strengthens our justice system. Given all its benefits, restorative justice is a transformative approach that goes beyond traditional punishment by seeking to repair the harm. Rehabilitation and reintegration are enhanced while also fostering a just and supportive process for the victim, support to assist in promoting closure. Restorative justice is therefore a model that commands a cohesive and compassionate form of justice that upholds and promotes community safety. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you found this informative. Ngā mihi nui.